in our industry, our focus is skewed. We're so focused. Bigger, better, faster, stronger. More reps, faster reps. PR. And I think we're losing something on the journey. Hear me say there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best version of yourself, with wanting to be the strongest version of yourself. But I'm going to ask you, at what price is your body going to pay? Right? To me, I would rather be 44 years old in a vessel that is balanced and loved and nourished, that all systems of this vessel are balanced and nourished and loved. As you can see, most of this flow is a Vinyasa flow. My music is getting ready to transition, right? Oh, hear it, hear it? Listen, here it comes. This is like the best part. Here it comes, here it comes. Who is truly a pioneer. She calls it gear level training. It's pretty cool. Look her up if you don't know her. She's a mover and a shaker. You're going to want to know that name, Haley Hollander. She's with PTA Global. Crazy smart girl. Anyway, let me know. I would love to collaborate and see what everybody else is doing in terms of this type of training, the results you're seeing.